So one of the hottest topics for new games is whether or not that game is going to have crossplay, especially if it has multiplayer or co-op. We all want to know if whether or not you can play with your friends no matter the console, platform, or whatever. And rightfully so, because crossplay has become one of the biggest trends in the gaming community, especially for 2K. As far back as 2019, in anticipation for 2K20, we were asking for crossplay. Is that going to be in the game? And now we're asking it every single year moving forward. And if you consider the success of games like Fortnite, the modern Call of Duty games, a lot of racing games, open world games, a lot of people are adding in crossplay. And we're starting to wonder, why not for 2K? And obviously this could change everything. It could absolutely change the landscape of the city or the neighborhood. You'd have way more people to play with. And since gaming on consoles and PC has worked for other games, we're thinking it could only benefit the 2K community as well. Just think about some of the trailers we've seen for past 2Ks where they show the city for the first time or the neighborhood. And you see all these people kind of just enjoying life, not even playing basketball, throwing a football around, listening to somebody's music, doing nothing that anyone actually does once we get to the city or the neighborhood. But maybe some of that could actually happen because we just have more people. 2K even ran into a problem during the mayor battles for next gen 2K21. When I was the mayor, they told us the mayor battle was gonna be on the PS5. I'll be teamed up with Ticino. I didn't even have a build on the PS5, so I spent the whole week grinding out a new center. And then the day of the match, they switched it to Xbox. We simply wouldn't have that problem if crossplay was a thing. Now, a couple years ago, before the COVID pandemic took place, I remember asking the devs if crossplay would ever be something that they would consider for the 2K community. And the response was kind of weird. It kind of centered it around the fact that PC games are usually the games that get crossplay. They don't really do that for console games as much. So basically, if they were gonna do crossplay with Sony and Microsoft, PC would have to be invited to the party. But that is no longer the case. MLB The Show 21 is PlayStation to Xbox crossplay with no PC. Correct me if I'm wrong, but MLB The Show 21 is not even on PC. And when I say I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comment section. I'm human, I make mistakes. Apex Legends is another game that is Xbox to PlayStation, crossplay compatibility. You got Black Desert, Borderlands 3, PUBG, Rust. These games are all crossplay with Xbox and PlayStation, no PC involved. Click the link in the description for a list of games that are all crossplay on the PS4 and the Xbox, including PC games as well. So obviously PC being in the room is no longer the case. You have to work with Sony and Microsoft in order to get it done. And we, quite frankly, wouldn't want PC gamers in the mix anyway. There's just way too many hacks, and console players are already bad enough. Like, there's a reason we don't get any rep for 3v3 Pro-Am with all the boosting that goes on. Not to mention there's always a video on how to basically break the game, get some free VC, do all kinds of hacks to do all kinds of things that might potentially break the game. And we don't want no 9-foot, 99 overall slender mans running around with 0 games played on day 2 after launch. So yeah, inviting PC to the party might be a problem. So why not crossplay? What are some of the other possible excuses 2K could give us if they even decided to give us an excuse of why they don't have crossplay in their game? What about Sony and Microsoft? There's something that they're doing. Well, we do know this. Sony charges for crossplay. There's a few articles on the subject. Sony charges for crossplay support to protect PSN revenue, documents show. In 2018, the public outcry from Fortnite players seemingly pushed Sony to finally support crossplay. Newly released documents from Epic Games' lawsuit now show how Epic tried to negotiate with Sony for crossplay, and that once Sony did finally allow cross-platform play, it began charging developers based on how much their game earned on other platforms. In a 2019 Sony document titled Cross-Platform Revenue Share, Sony outlined a royalty payment policy for games that earn a significant portion of their money on platforms other than the PS4. So 2K might be looking at a situation where they have to pay Sony royalties for the money that 2K makes on Xbox. Now, there's a couple more key details in this article, but it also talks about how Sony would get 30% cut of in-game purchases. Game publishers would also owe Sony royalty payments. And the more you dig into it, you find out that Sony really hated the idea of crossplay. This was a few years ago, so it's possible some of the policies have changed since then. But check this out. This is the Epic CEO for Fortnite talking about Sony last May. Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney just confirmed that Sony is the only platform holder that requires Epic to pay compensation for crossplay. Epic had to agree to pay these additional fees to enable crossplay in Fortnite. There's several more articles on the topic. PlayStation reportedly charged publishers money for enabling crossplay. This goes on and on. You guys can look this up. It's fairly recent too. Now you might be thinking, why does 2K care about that? You know, they make enough money with their game and, you know, my team mode and all the stuff they're charging. You know, why not just pay the money anyway? But remember, 2K is under Take-Two Interactive. And some of you guys might remember that it cost 2K $1 billion for the NBA license. Back in 2019, I shared with you guys, NBA 2K licensing deal gets lucrative long-term extension. The new agreement reportedly worth $1.1 billion over 7 years. The publisher of the NBA 2K series of basketball video games has signed a lengthy extension of its licensing agreement with the NBA and its players union, the companies announced on Tuesday, securing the future of America's most popular sports gaming franchise. According to the Wall Street Journal, it's not going to cost 2K, it's going to cost Take-Two Interactive $1.1 billion over the course of 7 years for that NBA license and all the likenesses of all the NBA players. So could this be the reason 2K hasn't or won't support crossplay? Now, if you do the research, you'll find out that Take-Two Interactive is a $3 billion company. So $1.1 billion over the course of 7 years is like 157 mil a year. If you want to read more about that, I'll leave the link in the description as well. But those of us who've been with 2K for a long time, been playing the game, seeing how every launch takes place every single year and it's usually really bad, the real question is whether or not the servers could hold up anyway. Every launch we have connectivity and functionality issues. Just feels like crossplay could only add to the problem. Most crossplay games don't have a thriving neighborhood or city hosting hundreds of players all on one server. Like you might say like Fortnite drops 100 people in on that island and they can do it, but it's not necessarily the same as the way a city works, where there's a lot of gamers that are not even playing, just standing around, going into stores, shopping for things. These are the different kind of things that are taking place. There's transactions happening, people are buying certain things. That's not happening in one match of an Apex Legends game or Fortnite. 2K would have to find a way to tackle hundreds of players on different consoles all on one server. Of course, you can switch servers, find different parts to play in, but you know what I'm saying. The concept is the same. All these different players from different consoles all in one server. Then you have to take into account the animations, swag, tattoos, rep, the dynamic lighting that's taking place that's absolutely ruined in next gen right now. Transactions being bought on different consoles. That's a lot to kind of overtake if you really think about it. So wrapping this up, here's my thoughts on it. The community wants it, and it's up to 2K to decide whether or not they feel the need to provide it. To me, more games means more people, more competition, but does Take-Two and Sony have an agreement? And can 2K even afford it? 2K might just feel like they're making enough money without it. So that's just my thoughts on crossplay. Been wanting to share this with you guys for a little while now. If you guys like these kind of talk videos, let me know in the comment section before. There's lots of other topics. Give me some more topics you guys want to talk about in terms of 2K or other games that are out there. I can do the research. We can discuss it right here. Do me a favor, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Here's your chance to win a PS5. PlayStation is hosting their own NBA Finals tournament. It'll be played on 2K21 on PS4 or PS5, and there's gonna be some great prizes. Qualifiers on July 9th, finals on July 10th. Click the link in the description to sign up now.
Yeah, shake down, go get 'em.